It's the 30th of January, and what a spring-like sort of a day. It's 7 degrees up here, which isn't exactly red hot, but still quite a bit of sunlight left at 3:30. The sun is still higher than it is at midday in December, and it's been really windy overnight, so the roads and all have dried up. In fact, it is still really quite dry. I'm increasingly a little bit concerned about how dry things are from like a water supply point of view. There's plenty of time yet. Like, it might be the wettest spring and summer in the history of the world, but at this point, when we ought to be really almost maxed out with the wetness, because it's February and March, and like today, you get a windy day and it dries up quite quickly, which is nice, obviously, normally. But if you're concerned about the groundwater, essentially, it's a different matter, isn't it, really? So busy. Car behind me, car in front of me. Anyway, yet again, and it's nearly always happens towards the end of the month, I'm about out of well, it's cattle pellets this time, and I can't let them run low because well, there's some are going on Friday. Well, I wouldn't let them run out anyway, but you know, it's especially important that they aren't sort of checked in anyway. But I'll need probably 5 bags while I'm on. I might not actually need, because the thing is, it'll be well into next week, so 10 days before the delivery comes, normal monthly. I don't normally order it until into the, well, we used to always order on the first Tuesday of the month, which would have been not this Tuesday, because it's the 31st tomorrow, so that it would be as late as it could possibly be. And it's still, although I don't have to do that, it's best to sort of help them out a bit by doing more or less what you've always done, I suppose. Sheep doing what they do. But I am trying a different microphone system. I think I have more microphones than I know what to do with these days. Because this camera needed a USB-C type of mic. So I mean, I actually bought 2 of them before I found one that worked. This is the second one, and it works all right. But sorry, the one that I have been using, there's nothing wrong with that really. But I have this, it's like a wireless system made by DJI also, so it's pretty well designed to work with this camera, which is DJI. Or at least it's very, very compatible, and it certainly seems quite good, my little experiment at home. But the slight issue, if you like, there's 3 ways to adjust the levels, either on the camera on the microphone or on the receiving unit. So there's like two little parts of this. They're only tiny boxes, not even as big as a matchbox. One plugs in the camera, and the other one you wear it like on your shirt or something. And on top of that, I think this is quite a good thing. The actual the bit you wear, that little box, it can record audio on its own. If you say you forgot to switch the other one on, or something happened to the other one, whatever, or you forgot to, maybe had the levels wrong. But anyway, the other, I don't know what's doing it, to be honest. It's a bit complicated setting it up. Actually, the first time I just tried to get levels on things now. So we shall see what happens. I'm sure it sounds alright, because I've already done a little test. I know it's not too powerful. But I did kind of think that I would use this for when I use the camera in other situations. Here you might just as well plug the... There's a mic wrapped up around the top, and you can just as easily plug that in. It's perfectly alright, except you need to remember to adjust the level. But how nice is it to get the daylight returning? A little bit, I wouldn't say warmth, but it's much less cold today. At 7 degrees, it's probably warmer than that lower down. Because the last, well, really most of this month there has been odd days a bit milder, but in most cases it's been extremely windy. So it hadn't felt very warm, or the house at least was cold. But this is what happens at the start. Towards the end of the winter, it sort of starts to dry up more than, and then it's easier for the sun to warm the ground. Huntly is always in shadow though, through after about 2 o'clock. It makes it a notorious frost hollow. It's about deserted. I brought my camera, but I really don't know if I'm going to use it because well, it is quite nice how this low sun lights things up. It's sort of almost like shining a torch on things. But by the time I get down here and come away, I think the sunset isn't till about 4:30, if not later though. Nearly an hour after its earliest sunset. But it's not just the sunset time, is it? It's the height of the sun. Everything about it gradually changes. So whereas in winter it's kind of, even when it's up, it's so weak and feeble. Shades off, can't see what the hell I'm doing here. It's a dangerous junction at best of the time, to be perfectly honest. I think what you might do, as I've done it more than once with this pickup, just sort of have an accident where I set off and bloody stall it or something. I did it with the trailer on in the roundabout in near Whitby. First time I've ever done that with it was because I was planning to keep going in second, and I suddenly had to stop, and I somehow forgot I was in second and I'd set off in second. You'd have got away with it without the trailer on. 169 there, diesel. I can get fuel card diesel at I believe it's 157 this week. It's interesting, when I first got it there was a big differential, but since then the differential has gradually decreased. I don't know if it's permanent, or maybe it's what they do to try and get you in the habit of using it. Well, I'd use it, it's just that garage there, they don't accept it. And the one in Gisborne does. I'm going to have a job to get in here. There's a place there, amazingly enough. See, now I have to take the microphone off, so it looks stupid. I've got sausage rolls and apple pies in my bag. They smell nice. I nearly always come back this way.